Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we have a new series coming on this channel, and it's going to be a pro season mode. Basically going to be doing 100% race in cockpit cam, no guidance except for the driver arrows and the rear view mirror, since I can't look behind and I don't have mirrors in the cockpit unless I zoom the camera angle really far back. I'm going to do a 16 race calendar, removing Saudi Arabia, Monaco, adding Azerbaijan, removing France, Singapore and Mexico, and the rest of the calendar is just as it is. And now here we are, we're going to be driving for BWT Alpine. We're going to add some upgrades onto the car. We're going to do some chassis upgrades because that's what we need to upgrade first. And then we are going to be doing some aerodynamic upgrades as well. Maybe not, I think we're just going to leave it as that for now. And I'm checking the messages. I think it's Otmar, how you say his name. He's gone to Aston Martin now in real life, so maybe they'll update that, maybe not. So yeah, now we're going to head to the 16th and time for the car review. So then, car review done and dusted, and now we have to get the secondary wing and flap upgrades on the car. Hopefully they don't fail for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and of course they fail. And we're going to redo them, hopefully for Australia, the next race. And yeah, there we go. See if we can do anything else, as we have 850 R&D points. And then yeah, now we're going to head to the Bahrain Grand Prix with Will Buxton.
Hello folks, and welcome to Paddock Pass, your pre-race edition for this, the inaugural round of the 2022 Formula One World Championship. And I've got to say, it feels great to be back. As is tradition, there is something of an air of a first day back at school on arrival here. But it's more than that, because the new era of Formula One has arrived. And with it, the eagerly anticipated new car regulations, which have been designed to help promote better racing. With clean sculpted lines, swooping rear and front wings, which should allow cars to follow each other more closely, new eye-catching 18-inch low-profile tyres, the return of ground effect, and a reduction of aerodynamic physical adornments, the new cars look strikingly different, all while improving safety and pushing the limit of technical ingenuity. So then, which teams have interpreted the rules most effectively, and which drivers will adapt to their new car the quickest, leading the charge against the rest of the pack? Only time will tell. As always, we can't wait for this season to begin. But for now, from us,
this first race of the season is always quite difficult for us trackside and for those back at the factory as well, as it's the first time the car has run since winter testing. The more consistent mileage you can get in these sessions, the happier we'll be.
So then, here we are for our first flying lap in Q1. We're full qualifying for this season. And yeah, I'm getting a bit of a tow from the car ahead. I think that is George Russell in the Mercedes. And we make a massive mistake hitting too much of the curb. I was just paying too much attention trying to find out which Mercedes that was. And it was kind of stupid. Should have done that because I could have got a way better entry into the corner. And then yeah, braking at just before the curb comes up, and we're on regular corner code, as I said in many videos before. The AI, they don't get penalties, so it's not really fair, to be honest. And yeah, it's just way better to do regular qualifying, since it's not a serious career mode. Just a chilled out one, especially with 100% races, so we have to keep in mind on the strategy And yeah, it's going to be mainly, I think, medium hard for most track, maybe medium soft hard sometimes, depending on the circuit. And depending if the tyre was really bad, might change up hard medium, so we're quick at the end. And about to finish our lap here. 1:17:18 so far, and I think we might get a tiny bit of toe if we nail this section. Do okay on that part, hitting the apex nicely, and yeah, we're too far back to get a switch stream. Joe Russell 1:31.0, and we do 1:32.1, so not that bad. And now we're on our second run in Q1. We don't want to get knocked out because our team won't be happy. I'm aiming to get into Q2 at least every race, and points hopefully in every race as well. So there are 2 targets for this season, 2023 season. And yeah, opening DRS under the Pirelli bridge, braking at the 150 metre board. Sometimes you brake a bit later, especially in qualifying. But in the race you want to be a little bit careful, you don't lock up and go straight on. And yeah, so now Mick Schumacher sets fast lap 1:32.2. And in the race, all the HUD will be removed except for the mirror and the MFD and the drive arrows. So the lap counter and the lap time will be gone, and we'll have to rely on the screen in front of us on our wheel, and the shift lights as well, and the engine noises, which is fine because I'm used to that now. I have been for 2 years, 3 years. I think it's 3 years now. And yeah, well, 3 or 4 years, because my first game was F1 2018, and I've only started taking it seriously in 2020. That game was amazing, by the way. Anyways, I'm rambling. Coming out the final corner, it's technically 2 corners as Martin says, but if you nail it, it's normally 1. And yeah, we nail that, and we're coming across the line. It's 1:32.231 up to P5, and yeah, now we're on our last lap in Q1, I think, unless it's Q2. I can't tell, to be honest, if it's Q1 or Q2, because I didn't record a bit with going to the garage, so oh well. And I think this might be our last lap actually. One maybe. I think this is our first. Because we do not have a permanent session time run. And yeah, we're getting a good corner there into, I like to say, the Hamilton line, when you go round off the curb, which you did like 21 times or something like that. And in 2021, which was just a crazy year. And yeah, with P13, we're going to try it and get into top 10 for Q2. And yeah, not Q2, Q3, sorry. Yeah, and I do think this is Q2. So yeah, opening DRS. We're coming down the straight, and yeah, this is one of the nicest parts. Sector 3 is just nice and flowing. Brake at the black box, 50 metre board. I use the black box for a brake marker. You can take 2 lines into that one left-hander. You can either go really short or go quite wide. And then you go under the Rolex bridge, just powering it down 3/10 up on our time. No, brake just before the Rolex sign, or you can use the DRS line for your brake marker. Especially the DRS boards, not DRS boards, signs get removed. And it's a 1:31.7. That is a nice time, that is. And then we get moved up to P8, which now we go for one more session, qualifying lap. And I am completely lost here, so I'm going to leave this lap with you guys.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round one of this year's Formula One World Championship. We go racing today around the 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left tyre into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Perez, George Russell and Hamilton, Bottas, Fernando Alonso, Norris and Pierre Gasly, Mr. Monaco, Mick Schumacher, Yuki Tsunoda and Magnussen, Joe, Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo and Lance Stroll, Albon and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. So here we are in 2022 at the start of another Formula One World Championship. It all begins here, the start of the next generation of Formula One. With the end of the second turbocharged era, a new dawn begins. New regulations have been brought in to promote better racing, with the 2 big standout changes being the wheel size increase and the aerodynamics on the car itself. But will this result in us having a repeat fight for the Driver Championship? Will Mercedes retain their Constructors' title? We have lots to discuss then with Anthony Davidson, who's joined me in the commentary box for today's event.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Let's hope for some good racing today as well. We can't know at this point how competitive the teams are relative to each other, but hopefully nobody's able to run and hide. We want to see these drivers pushing to the limit all the way to the checkered flag.
So then here we are on the starting grid for the 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix. Just getting ahead of Gasly there. And as you can see, all my HUD has been removed for the main race, and we get a green park in there, not the best. And the 5 red lights are about to come on here. 3rd light, 4th light and the 5th light, and it's lights out and away we go for the 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix. We get an absolutely insane launch there as we get ahead of McLaren, and we have an Alfa Romeo Bottas, I believe that is, and we're going to try and go around the outside, make a tiny bit of contact there. We are using simulation damage on the damage rate, I think, and then reduced on the other one. And we have the 2 Mercedes ahead of us. George Russell, I believe, is the one behind, as I can see a bit of blue on his, yeah, it's George Russell, and then Hamilton ahead of him. And are we going to stick it round the outside of the Mercedes driver? We take the Hamilton line, and yes, we do. A bit of a train, of a 3-car train there ahead of us, of the Red Bull, Ferrari and Mercedes. George is going for a look, and he tries to make it move, but he does not, and we get a decent launch there, a bit loose on the exit, but now he's diving into turn 10, pushes us wide, so we have to go wide again, as we don't have enough steering lock to turn in to the full corner, as he was still there, and I can't just turn in, and now my teammate has got ahead of me, so this is already a terrible start. Well, it's not that bad. We went from like P6 to P8. Well, P40, no, not P11 to P6 to P8. So we went backwards, started with forwards, backwards, and then hopefully we'll go forwards again. Try to go for the under and over, and we eventually almost get past him there. When we do get past him there, let's just hope that he doesn't have speed, but yes he does, because the AI have the straight line speed glitch, which is just really annoying this game. As even without the arrest, are still rapid, but we go for a dive bomb and mess that up massively as we go onto the curb. And there's an Alfa Romeo there, and there's an Alfa Romeo Haas of Mick Schumacher, I believe. Or it might be Magnussen, not sure. Saw a bit of red on his helmet, and that's what Magnussen has, so he gets back round us again. And then we have an AlphaTauri behind us. 2 of them actually. I think Pierre Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda, there's a bit of a scrap there between an Alfa Romeo and Gasly, I think. So we need to watch out for them. So yeah, we're coming out of turn 10 now into the DRS zone, and there's a yellow flag, and the Alfa Romeo has gone wide. So there's a bit of a glitch there, where you can exploit the AI and make them go wide if you're behind them. Then you like pressure them into a mistake, and yeah, they just go wide randomly. And we move on to lap 6. Just checking with Mark our fuel information, I think. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, there we go, checking the fuel information, looking at our engine. We already have 40% on the ICE. And here is Gasly with the LP straight line speed and DRS. And he's going to go round the outside into turn 1. We have a bit of a lock up on the front right. And he's still there on the outside. We use all the curb as there's nowhere else for us to go. And he's still there. And we get a massive amount of wheel spin. And it's a drag race now. Down into turn 4. The best overtaking spot on the track. Where you can dive it down the inside. And then you get a catapult effect all the way downhill into the swooping S section. And we try to go side by side with him, but we completely messed that up. And now we have his teammate Yuki Tsunoda on our outside, on the right hand side. And he gets past us. Yeah, he just gets a better exit than us. But now we have the better line into turn 10. Going down into downhill brake zone. Braking into first gear. And he goes wide. And there's a spin. There's a Haas gone round as well. And this is just absolute chaotic on lap 7 of the Bahrain Grand Prix. And now we need to make our way back up to Gasly. We need to stay in the DRS zone. And here we are on lap 11. We have just done that. And we are right on his tail. We're going to be using our ERS, opening the DRS. And now it's a drag race into turn 1. Who can get the most of the straight line speed. Gasly is just a sitting duck at the moment. We go round the outside for attempt number 2 of overtaking Gasly. He's still there. It's a carbon copy of what happened last time. Using all the curb on the inside of turn 1 or 2. And yeah, now using DRS. Again, another drag race into turn 4. And we're going to send it down the inside, but we misjudged that again. And now we're in the downhill S section. The snake part. And we go for an absolute massive send. Into turn 8 or 9. Don't know which one it is. And then this turn 10, the downhill one. And now here we are on lap 14 in P10. It's been a pretty good race so far. We still have Pierre Gasly ahead of us. And now we need to chase him down into the S section, the snaky part of the track. And are we going to send it into this corner? Yes, we do. He leaves the gap open and we make the move stick. And that was a lovely move. But he takes the outside and is trying to go around the outside of us. But we pressure him into a mistake. Never mind. Yep, there we go. Pressure him into a mistake. He locks up his tyres and we sail on past him. And now we have the DRS, so he's just going to be a sitting duck behind us. But he does have the slipstream, so he's trying to hang it around the outside, but he fails to do so. And we keep position. And now we're on lap number 16. He's still there. This is an amazing battle. And he's still trying to go around the outside. He almost gets it done, and he still side by side. Really impressive racing with the AI. And this is one of the best tracks to race with. And is he going to make the move stick? He pushes us off the track a bit there. And we're still side by side for a whole sector. This is going to be for a whole sector. We're side by side. And yep, there we go. He's still side by side, and he makes a move stick. But he runs over the curb, gets beached, and that is his run over and done with. So here we are then on lap 25. We are going to come into our pit box and we're going to go onto the hard tyres, which should take us to the end unless there's a late safety car and we can box for a set of softs and go 15 laps or however many laps we need to on the softs. And now we need to get the optical turn, and there we go, purple turning, which is just great. Hopefully we don't get a pit stop failure, and we don't. And for some reason I couldn't do the manual clutching. I don't know if that's been removed this game. If it has, then why? It's a bit strange, unless I forgot to turn on a setting in the controls. But anyway, that was a nice start. We come out to the pits in P14, but we are going to drop even further back because of our cold tyres, and we just go straight on there in turn 1. I have a massive walk up on our front right, and we have a Williams there, and then we have Lance Stroll behind us, I think. Let's have Vettel, cannot tell because the mirror's so small, and no idea what I'm doing. I'm trying to warm up the tyres. I think I get beached on the curve a tiny bit because Vettel Stroll pushes his right, and I think that is Vettel because I remember my engineer captain was saying that Stroll was behind me, so it's probably Vettel. But anyways, we now have a Red Bull ahead of us, which is a bit strange. I think he's just lapped us, sorry. And now we're checking the driver behind, and I believe that's another Red Bull chasing down with us, an Alfa Romeo. That is an Alfa Romeo indeed, and now we have another battle on our hands here, and there is a yellow flag, and that is Guan Yu Zhou, who is going to retire from the Bahrain Grand Prix on lap 32. There we go, so Guan Yu is out of the session, and this is Valtteri Bottas chasing us down into the Hamilton corner, with what I call it anyways, with the Hamilton line. And here is the replay to what happened to Guan Yu Zhou. He just had an annual failure, and yeah, went up in smoke. So that's a shame for him in his debut race for Alfa Romeo and in the 2022 F1 season. But anyways, we jump back to lap 38 into turn 10, and nailing that corner pretty much. Now all we need to do, get to the end of the race, no crashes, no nothing. And there's another yellow flag, and Charles Leclerc is out of the race. And this now completely ruins our strategy, as we are going to pit for another set of soft tyres, which should make us to the end. Hopefully we get to the end of lap 57 on these tyres. And yeah, we can see we have to slow down massively, because I was way too fast. As I didn't know what Delta was, but I looked on the steering wheel, and I'm now on the green, which is great. And yeah, coming to pits for our third and final pit stop, hopefully. And now we need to do the optimal turn again, and bang, perfect. It's super easy to get that. You just don't want to fuck it up, because if you do, you do. And yeah, now decent stop, 2.2 seconds, I know, 2.3 actually. That was rapid pit stop. And yeah, now we're coming out of the pits under the 6-car period, so we can just go full beat to the end of the pit lane. And now we need to slow back down again until we catch up to the safety car. And there we go, there's the message. So we can just go full pelt to the safety car. And it's not actually far away, it's only up to this hill. But now we are still here, and I'm behind the Red Bull for some reason.
Okay, as things stand, we're going to be 20th in the championship.
It's not updated on my wheel, what position I'm in, I think this is another bug. Hashtag Bugmasters. And yeah, now I have to save and exit, which is just amazing. And you'll see what happens here in a second. And as you can see, my game crashes, which is absolutely brilliant. And yep, low failed, so this means that we're going to have to restart the race, which is really annoying. And you can see in a second we are back on the grid. So we're going to red flag this race and retire from it like nothing ever happened.
Performance from Ferrari, it hardly looked in doubt. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari do it again.
So then that is the end of the 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix. Unfortunately, I couldn't simulate Charles Leclerc DNFing again. I did manage to get Zhou Guanyu to DNF as well, so at least that's there. And yeah, so Charles wins the race even though it's been manipulated. And Verstappen P2 and Sergio Perez in P3. So it's been a bit of a disappointing one this weekend. And yeah, I could have had such a good finish. Fernando in P8, he's carrying Alpine at the moment. And yeah, just a shame that our great result got taken away from us. And I've seen this happen before somewhere. Maybe 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And now we have a department event. Accept. Are we going to accept this? Or are we going to decline? I think we're going to decline because we have a lot of stuff going on with the chassis and current commitments to the team. So yeah, we need to focus getting our grade up there, and hopefully by the time we're at the Australian Grand Prix we can come back in full force. So for now, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.